Hey guys, what's going on? Today we're going to be doing a quick overview of the game, The Merchant's Guide to the Kingdom. I have like 11 hours in the game so far, so I have a decent grasp on like all the systems and a general knowledge of the game. I still don't know everything, which is pretty amazing considering this game is in early access, that there's so much content that I still haven't even done everything there is to do. But we're just going to do a quick little overview in case you're interested in purchasing the game, just to see if it's something that you might want to get into, because it's a lot of fun. I've been having a lot of fun. It's one of my favorite games actually right now. So let's get right into it. The first thing that you're going to do when you get in this game is you're going to want to create a hero for your guild. So here we go. So here's the hero creation screen. You can see we have 4 classes here on the left and 3 different races. I don't think that the race affects any of the stats, but each class will actually have its own like specialization here too. There's 2 separate ones. One seems to be defensive and one is offensive usually. Then obviously you have the genders here. And you can see on the bottom of my screen here, I'm getting prompted quite often. These are everybody basically wanting to buy and sell things from me. Also, they will come up and turn in quests that you have assigned to them, as well as pick up quests from you. So here this person is dropping off 2 quests that they have completed for me, and they're dropping all their items off that they got on that quest. They just did 2 dungeons. If we go into here, we can see what they got from those dungeons that I sent them on. We will transfer all of this straight into our inventory, where we can see if there's anything we want to keep. Now, when you mouse over equipment in your inventory here, you'll see you've got the stats, and then at the bottom, it'll actually tell you if this item is better for any of the people in your party up here. You can see these are my guild officers. Your guild officers basically are that you create them yourself at the hero creation, and you level them up over time, and you can edit their inventory directly and change basically everything they're wearing and what they're doing at any time. So your normal guild members, you can't change or assign them to do whatever you want them to do basically whenever you want. But your guild officers, you can make them do whatever you want them to do basically. So let's go ahead and take a look at our guild heroes right now. So here you can see all the members of my guild right now, their levels and their power. And their power is based on their level and what gear they're wearing, basically. So you can see I have 3 officers here at the top, and I have a total of 9 guild members right now. So my officers, I can tell them exactly what I want them to do whenever I want. But the regular members of your guild, you cannot just assign them to do whatever you want. So for example, if I go into my overview camera mode here, I can go over to the Wolf Den, which is the level 1 dungeon. It's the most basic one, and my Stonewall, I just got him, so he's low level. So I want to assign him to go to this dungeon, and he's going to kill everything in there and level up. So that's just, for example, one thing I can assign him to do. You can also assign them to do what's called adventures. It's like a storyline that they will follow, and they'll come like tell you basically what's happening, and you'll tell them what to do. There's kind of like some interesting dialogue and lore behind what's happening, I suppose. That's another thing you can assign them to do. Another thing you can do with your officers is edit their inventory and basically take items out of their inventory and put them in whenever you want. And change what they're wearing. Now, also when a officer clears a dungeon and they get all their loot will appear in their inventory here. Okay, so here's an example of an adventure. So I assigned Thorfinn here on an adventure, and he is going to basically come over here and tell me what's going on in the adventure. And I'm going to send him on his merry way to do whatever he needs to do. So let's take a look at the dungeon that I've just assigned my officer here into. If we take a look here, we can see what he is battling, what attack he's using. We can see his armor, and then ward, that's his magic armor, his health, and his mana. And we can kind of watch how much damage he does here. And you can watch your members of your guild basically clear dungeons. Now, another very interesting system in this game is the cities system. So as you explore and unlock more cities, you will have these like relationships with them. And at the quest table over here, let's actually talk about quests. So you can create multiple different kinds of quests. You can do a dungeon, a gathering, fishing. You can also assign like exploration quests and assisting other. You can assist other cities, and if you create like an assist another city quest, it will like increase your relation with that city, obviously. But as far as the dungeons go, you can set like a minimum level. Basically, the minimum level that it has by default will be pretty much safe enough that nobody's going to die as long as they're that level. Not all the time, but it's like a 90-95% chance they're not going to die as long as they're that minimum level. And you can then request like certain items from that dungeon. Now, when I do this, I just request everything because I don't really care, and it maxes out the gold reward pretty quick. And what I've found is I believe this gold reward is also based on the level hero that picks it up. I'm not 100% sure, but I've never really paid very high gold reward, even though I usually select every item for them to pick up. So the questing system is really cool, and you can post up to 4 quests at the same time. You can see what I have going on here. I just have 2 dungeon quests going because I'm trying to get all my heroes leveled up as well as all the heroes in my city. I want them to all to be leveled up because certain dungeons require a certain amount of heroes to do them. And the one I'm trying to do right now, all the way over here, has a minimum level of 15, and you need 10 heroes. I actually have a ton of heroes over here. Thorfinn is actually waiting to do it. So we might actually be able to see them try to clear this for the first time. Now, I've heard that this dungeon is extremely difficult, and I'm kind of worried that they're going to die trying to do this because I don't know if it's not fully balanced yet or what's going on with that. But I'm actually going to make a save in case they all die because I don't want them to all die. And then let's take a look at our storefront. Now, this is everything that I'm selling in my store. Basically, what I'll do is when my members come back from doing dungeons or whatever and they give me all the items that they got, I'll take a look at them and take a look at the bottom, see if it's an upgrade for anybody. If it's not, I'll just sell them. Like this says it's an upgrade for Zelda, but she's a mage, so she's not gonna be using a club, so don't need that. And you can see this little number right here. That's the item's level. So usually, like if I see like 38, 45, I know those aren't gonna be good, so I'm just gonna sell them because I'm using like level 60 plus gear pretty much right now. And then up here we have a bunch of materials that I'm basically hoarding because I have a ton of money, as you can see up here. And I don't need to sell these things. And there's a pretty detailed crafting, like different crafting that you can get into that I haven't gotten into at all because I've just gotten all my gear from dungeons. But you can go into here and you can learn how to craft. There's like, it seems like a pretty in-depth crafting system that I haven't even touched yet, so. Another thing that I want to talk about is the favor system down here. Now, if you click on who's ever asking for a favor, it'll bring you right to them, which is super helpful. Like this lady right here wants 16 of these fish, so if I had that to fulfill, you can go down here and you can choose one of these rewards. Now this will level up the crafting basically for this one station here, and you may unlock some new stuff to craft. You can take the gold or the star coin. Now star coins are used in your guild hero here. You can see they're right here, and you use them to rank up your officers. I have no idea what that does, but that is what you can do with those coins, and the only use I've found for them so far. I'm sure it's something important, but I just don't know yet what those do. Now I'm gonna go ahead and reopen my shop here. Actually, I already did. So customers will come back and start buying and selling things to me. Now I have, as you can see, 55 total heroes in my city, and that levels up over time as you level up as a merchant. I'm not sure if I'm max level. I don't think I am, but it is quite possible. And then I have a total of 3 officers and 15 active quests right now. So people can come and accept a total of 15 quests. Now, in our quest book down here, or actually our active quests, you can actually spend money to upgrade the total amount of people who can be accept active quests at one time. So now I can have up to 20 different quests going on. Now it's important to note that one person can do multiple quests at one time. One person can do all of the quests at one time, up to 4. So when people come and basically get quests from you, sometimes you don't want to have them do all of them, because if you have one person doing 4 quests, it's going to take them forever to come back and turn them in. So it's better to kind of spread them out and kind of just assign 1 or 2 quests to per person that comes up and asks for them. Another cool, really unique actual system in this game that I want to talk about is the Guild Bank. So the Guild Bank is a pool of items that you can add to that your guild members will basically pull from automatically and equipped. So if there's an item here better than what they're wearing, they will just take it out of here and use it. Now, obviously, the downside is you can't sell these items if you want, obviously, your guild members to use them. But if they don't end up needing them, you can sell them in the future. Another thing I want to talk about, obviously, one of the most important aspects of running your own merchant guild here is buying and selling things from customers. So when somebody comes and wants to sell something to you or buy something from you, you will see on the top here, this icon means they want to buy and they have things to sell. So they want to buy 4 of these animal furs from me for 1 coin. Now if you mouse over it, you'll see what the value of the item is that they're buying from you. So these are worth 1 each, and they're only paying me 1 for 4 of them. So technically it's worth 4. But that's literally not... it's not worth denying, because, 3 coins is really nothing. And then we can see here they're offering me 22 coins for this, which is worth 28. No big deal. And now they want to sell this to me for 28, and it's got a value of 35. Now, typically I will always resell everything that they give to me. Sometimes I will look at it and see if it's actually a good item that I can use for any of my officers or anything. But typically it's not, so I just resell everything, and you get XP for reselling and assisting customers. So, and I typically always will make money off of reselling items, or at least break even. So there's never really a reason to not resell things, and money's never really an issue. At least I haven't found it to be. So here we can see he wants 1 coin for 5 tin ore. Sometimes I'll just accept those. Now, if you just press the check mark instead of resell, they'll just go right into your inventory. So if there's any items you want to actually collect from them, instead of reselling, you can just accept it. I will say that it does get kind of overwhelming sometimes, the amount of customers that you'll have, especially when you have up to 55 heroes. I kind of wish that you could have a setting to just automatically accept all offers. They could just come up, purchase whatever they want, and you wouldn't have to interact with them. Especially sometimes they'll be standing all the way on the other side of your shop, and then there'll be another one all the way over here, so you have to run back and forth. But you can actually close your shop right here, so if it does get annoying, you can just close it down, and they won't be able to come and buy things from you. It would also be cool if you could assign one of your guild officers to work at your shop and accept offers for you, something like that. Because sometimes I want to go do some fishing, or I want to watch one of my guys in the dungeon, but I don't want to miss out on selling things at my shop at the same time. So now down here on the left, you'll see these are the dungeons that I have discovered, and they're highlighted green, which means I have completed them. And as you send people out to explore more of the world, they will unlock more dungeons here. And every time you complete them, you'll get an XP reward, I think a bag of gold. Now, in order to complete a dungeon, you need to have a majority party from your guild clear the dungeon. So what that basically means is, for example, up here at this dungeon, you need 10 people to enter the dungeon. They're actually entering right now. This is the first time they're ever trying to clear this, so we'll get some pretty cool action going on. But in order to officially clear this with my guild, I would need at least 5 of these members to be from my guild, as far as I understand the system. Because I've tried clearing this one, and I think you had 5. There's a total of 5, and I had 2 guild members do it, and I didn't clear it. So you can see at the bottom I had 3 members involved, so it was an official guild clear, which is pretty cool. And it'll actually tell you which members which members helped clear it, and what other people were in there as well with them, average level and cool stuff like that. So a lot of cool information over there. Now let's actually once they enter the dungeon here, we'll actually take a look at them try and clear the first level of this dungeon. I'm really excited to see what actually goes on here. So they all died in the dungeon immediately, so I reloaded because that really stunk. But that's alright because I canceled the quest I had up for people to go to that dungeon, so everybody in my guild has now evacuated safely and nobody has died. So that's good. And I think there's just a few more things I wanted to talk about here. Oh yes, so on your city or your area around your city here, there's these nodes. So you'll have a fishing node right here. Over here we have a fir grove node and a tin deposit node here. And this is where you can create quests for people to gather these materials if you need them for crafting or for one of these favors down here. Now at these nodes you can actually upgrade them here, and they will have more nodes, and you can collect materials from them faster. And the last thing I wanted to talk about was up here in the top right. If you click on this gold chest, you will see your weekly goals. Now by completing these weekly goals, you will unlock tokens which can be spent to basically get items from the king. He will like bless you with certain items, and you can choose those based on which of these you complete up to tier 5. Now some of the rewards you can get, it could be weapons or armor or material bundles or fish bundles, stuff like that. And that's just kind of like weekly goals that you can do, which just kind of gives you another thing to work towards. So there's always something to do in this game, which is why it's so fun. You always have something to do. There's always something new going on, something interesting. There's always a dungeon to watch or new loot coming in to look through. But yeah, anyway guys, that is a basic overview of this game. Now there's still a ton of systems down here that I didn't even talk about. There's so much to do in this game that you really have to play it for yourself, but definitely recommend checking it out, guys. And I'll have all the links in the description, and thank you guys for watching. So yeah, see you guys later.